Get out of the way!
Get out of the way!
Hey!
Damn it! We must kill him!
همسة هرقاوية يا حي
Clear off now!
ها بين
Just as the praying man said, this farm was torched as if by Ra
A
himself.
man is coming. He is...
I am Bayek, a Medjay.
A real Magi. Not a Philakitai, I hope. I'm Zahra. This was my farm.
Who burned it down?
Hordes. The naked Iadets trying to drive us out. They are lucky I wasn't here.
What's going on, party people? This is J. Juan Carlos coming to you live from SD. And we're doing a quest called
His farm is in far
Fires of Dionysus or something like that. So I gotta follow this person.
We get
These
two
missions, my biggest complaint is that these missions are somewhat repetitive
You came to the right place.
in that
Dogs want
you basically end up doing,
not the oasis it once was.
you know, the same thing over and over again
How long have your
with
farms been
about
getting
4
burned?
different variations.
Since the dawn of the new
But
dawn,
this one here, you have to follow somebody. So a lot of missions, you have to follow people around
my family was in
to get to someplace else and then
struggling
do
to our
something.
way of life. I thought
It
someone
gets a
would
little
not call it love.
laborious and boring, and I wouldn't mind it, like I said
My father
before,
wanted me
if
to marry and give him lots of grandchildren. Gods.
they didn't have 150 side missions. Yeah, this game is great in that it's very large scale,
I do not suppose
but
your
they
good
have like
neighbor is harboring
150
his
side
fire.
missions and only about
That would make things simple.
4 or 5
But no,
different
those are
variations.
definitely uninvited guests.
You talk to people, you follow people around, you carry people,
I'm going to.
you know, it gets
You are not. You keep a safe distance.
it gets a little repetitive. So here we're following this person around.
A farmer warrior
See,
with
it's
a dwarf.
a little silly because
Fine.
I'm supposed to
Let us
follow
start
her, and
together.
yet it looked like she was following me. So, all right, now we're at the next part of the mission: find and rescue the Greek landowner. So, this is another thing you do over and over again. You use Sununu to locate your target. Okay, and that's something you do over and over again.
What?
So now we gotta rescue somebody. Okay. All right. So here's how we do that. You can see I'm using a heavy weapon mainly because I get tired of using the other weapons in this game. It gets boring after a while. So that's why I choose the heavy weapon. It's just easier to dispatch people quickly. So this guy here, I'm going to dispatch him, watch. This is an assassination. Ready? Assassination! See that? Didn't make a lot of sense because he saw me ahead of time, but that's okay. So now what's my objective? I gotta get upstairs. So this mission here is very similar to probably a dozen other missions. I'm gonna assassinate this guy. See that?
The bindings were so tight I can't feel my legs. Get me out of here before more bandits come.
You gotta carry somebody around and
Heavier
then,
than you look.
you know, lead them out.
Maybe you would like me to carry him.
This is very, very similar thing. You have to find somebody, carry them out, fight dudes along the way, or take them out before you get out. It's very, very, very similar to a lot of missions. Um, this isn't gonna work. So now I gotta fucking take this guy off, put him on the ground. It's kind of stupid, but you have to set him on the ground before it'll advance to the next part. Speak to the Greek landowner. So where's the Greek? Oh, this, I have to speak to the guy. Isn't that stupid? You have to speak to the guy that you just put on the ground after you've been carrying him.
Neck. Beyond, we cannot live.
I'm gonna skip the dialogue here because it just gets a little repetitive. Now we gotta find and assassinate the bandit leader, who is located here. Best way to get there is probably to go here and sneak up on his happy ass. So we'll see how that all goes down. But that's essentially how a lot of these quests are. Very repetitive. And I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't mind, but whoops. You know, the game just allows for when you have a game of this scale and this many missions, you want to have a lot of creativity built into it. Otherwise, it's just a big game with a lot of repetition. And that's where this game falls short. I love the idea of a big open sandbox game like this, but when you have 150 missions and there's basically only 3 or 4 different types of missions, you're doing basically the same thing over and over again. It just gets dull. It gets too dull. Can I get my horse and ride over here? This horse has been really, I don't even remember when I acquired this horse, but it's been a good horse. Very reliable, fairly fast. Find and assassinate the bandit leader. So maybe I can take this guy out using my bow and arrow. We'll see. Again, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. You use Sununu, locate your target. There's my target. I'm gonna have to use a lot of I have to use a lot of darts to take out these guys. This guy wants to come at me. Yeah, that's fine.
Whoa. Yeah.
I just lit his happy ass on fire, so.
Come on, Major. Are you
That's how I took care of that guy. Let's see, here's another, is there another one here? A couple guys over there. There's the bandit leader right there. So let's see if I can take him out. Well, at least I made contact. Not quite the death I wanted to commit, but I made contact with him, so now he's hiding.
Hurry, Major.
I don't know how all of a sudden they got spooked and thought they found me, but
And now.
Hey, got you.
Hey, wait.
Come, kiss my blade.
Oh, that took care of that. The only reason to take out these guys here is because, you know,
I can hit him.
because you want to loot the place and get experience. Which I don't really need, but I'm going to do it anyways, just for the hell of it.
This was not their leader. The son of Ra, their real leader, has been giving orders from prison. He's being held by soldiers at a nearby caravanserai. He has been ordered.
Now, what were we talking about?
He has been ordering the burnings. He thinks he's a god and invincible.
Then we'll make the naked Iadet bleed and prove him wrong.
Obviously, this fucking game wants to fucking put you in the middle of, you know, taking these guys on. Now, these guys just back up. Making it really hard to fucking get anything done. But, I did it.
Ah, that was good. Where were we? Then we'll make the naked Iadet bleed and prove him wrong.
Obviously, I'm sitting here right now trying to loot stuff, and it like won't let you because the game's buggy. So that's another problem I have with this game. You know, I'm sitting here fucking pressing loot all over the place, and it won't fucking take shit. Okay. So now I've looted this place, I got the experience. Now we're gonna try to head over to another area. And take this out. So let's get back to our horse. Well, let's see if the custom marker works. Sometimes this custom marker works and sometimes it doesn't, but you can enjoy the ride while we go. One way or another, we're gonna get there, goddammit.
Hey, wait!
Okay, you always have to run into some asshole that somehow throws these bombs at you. Half the time I just ignore them because the game is too long and too many missions. If you sit there and get sidetracked with these guys, you'll never get anything done. So I usually just try to run past them. Most of the time you outrun them, but sometimes they just persist, in which case you can take them out. Which I'll probably do with this guy because he's being an asshole, so. Looks like he finally fucking decided to take a chill pill. Find and assassinate Banlord, son of Ra. Wow, this is a big place. Now, you have a choice when you're in this situation. You can either go through and try to fucking take down the entire fort, or what they like to call bandit camp, or you can just go after your objective. If you're early on in the game, then you probably want to take down the bandit camp and get the XP. But I'm already at level 40 and I don't really need the XP, so I prefer just to stick to my objective. There's thousands, you know, there's literally hundreds of bandit camps in this game. So you can take them all out if you want, but I try not to unless I absolutely have to.
I was asleep in a mound of dirt. Now I rise in the buried earth.
That crazy is not right in the head. You see his eyes? You think he's really the son of Ra?
He is a dangerous little madman.
But we got a couple
He has got
guards
his own
here,
private
so
army. They do whatever he says. I'm more scared of what they will do next.
Somehow he's still communicating with them.
let's see. Maybe we can do this.
He is a god. Cage won't stop him. Is he still there?
One
I just
feature
finished
that's
my
not
run.
used that much is the
There.
poison feature.
Captain wants him executed.
I find it really
Someone higher up is
helpful.
protecting him.
Then we'll have to get his followers before they...
Nowhere you can run to!
So I'm gonna draw him up here and see if I can poison him and then attract other people.
My thanks.
Damn you!
Now I don't know what just happened there, but obviously my fire sword worked against me. So that happens sometimes. Out of the blue, you know, all of a sudden things work against you like that. Now, I don't know how I would have known that the fire sword was not appropriate, but that's what happened. So now I gotta try it all over again, you know, keep trying.
They will attack on sight here.
So this is try number 2 here. Oh my god, this is funny.
There you are. I'll call the troops. Got a clean target. Pull your guts out.